Okay, good morning, you guys. Here we are. We're live. I think we are issue free this morning, so that's a good thing. The only thing I have issues with this morning is the weather. I am Brenda Hillard, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of North Central Minnesota. And today we have what they're calling like this blustery mix. There's nothing fun about it. It's rain, it's freezing rain, it's ice, it's snow. So I grabbed my coffee this morning, but look at this cute little thing I found at Caribou. This will help get through a snowstorm, right? It's just a little flask on here. Doesn't it remind you of the grumpy old man? I just love it. But anyway, just kidding. Not really doing that, but I thought this mug was the cutest ever. So anyway, today I have a few things for us. I am going to start with a little bit of news in that the in colors. Our 2020-2022 in colors will soon be retiring. So if those are the colors that you love, you need to hop on there and grab your stuff before it's gone. But I want to show you the colors, talk to you about the colors, and then you can make a decision about which might be your favorite and which you want to stock up on before they're gone. Our card today, too, will be using the retired in colors. The other exciting news I have for you is I have a new collection of products available for purchase that came out on March 1st. It's called Waves of the Ocean. You guys, this collection, if you love like the water, the nautical, all of that, this collection is beautiful and I have a special going on right now. So go over to createwithbrenda.com and check out my What's All the Commotion Waves of the Ocean promotion. Say that 5 times. All right, let's go to my workstation. Good morning, Colleen. All right, here we are. I'm going to just bring it in a little bit. All right, so here we have, I was telling you about our 2020-2022 in colors. The Magenta Madness. Oops. Just Jade, Cinnamon Cider, Bumblebee, and Misty Moonlight. These colors are very vibrant. They remind me a lot of retro colors. But these are the colors now that will be retiring soon. Soon being, I think well, like I said, you don't want to delay. If there's any refills, any Stampin' Blends, cardstock, or our classic stamp pads that you are wanting to get your refills or cardstock, now's the time to do that, okay? When you place your order, be sure to use my March host code posted right up there. That this month with a $50 purchase, you'll receive a package of the basic pearl jewels. They're beautiful. All right, so let's go through our cards. And this is similar to what we're going to do today. But I wanted to do a card in each of the retiring in colors. So we have Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, and the Misty Moonlight. The stamp set and dies that I'm using today, I'm using this collection. It's the Nothing's Better Than. And you can have coffee, cookies, cocktails, or chocolate. I love this set with all the fun little, kind of the sassy, silly greetings that says, like you can put in there, today is a coffee kind of day. And then on the inside, you can put because adulting is hard, or I'm pretty sure tomorrow will be too. I love these with the chocolate. You can make some really fun looking cocktails, cookies, all of that kind of stuff. And here are the coordinating dies. These are called the Love You More Than Nothing's Better Than dies. And you can see, you can cut out the chocolates, the cookies, the cocktail, the coffee cup, which I'm going to be using in just a few minutes. And then you have some words that you can cut out too. So like if I wanted to die cut the word coffee, here it is. And of course I didn't punch out my little centers, but if I get my take your pick tool, I can punch those right out. Oh, I know why I'm having trouble, because I turned this into a sticker. So if I peel the backing off, that's when then I can put this on my little piece of scratch paper and just poke out the centers there. And then you can see I have the word die cut with coffee. How cute, right? Yeah. So there's that stamp set, and this can be found in the annual catalog. I don't think these are bundled anymore. I should have looked at that. I think you have to purchase the stamp set and the dies. I think they were bundled, but they are no longer. And then the other thing I'm going to be using, of course, are the layering circle dies, and I use these a lot. They're a go-to. If you don't have those, you might consider purchasing those. And I just want to bring in my mini stamp and cut and emboss. And you guys, if you don't have the mini, you might want to think about purchasing that now. It's on sale right now. And you can go and check that out on my blog as well, createwithbrenda.com. You will see that the Stamp and Cut and Emboss Mini is on sale. It has a 3.5-inch opening. It closes up, and look at this is, I mean, literally, this is how big it is. So the footprint it takes up on your desk is very little, and that is a wonderful thing, as you can see, because I am getting all cluttered here right now. I'll show you these cards again at the end, and I'll show you the insides of them too. So let me show you what I've got going here. I just wanted to double check. I felt kind of bad about not having the information about the Nothing's Better Than set for you, but I do believe, let's just grab the catalog here. But I do believe that if we look up in the index here, the Nothing's Better Than is on page 87. And let's see what we've got here. Page 87. I think we had a little freeze up there. Sorry, I had to look at my monitor. But on page 87, yes, they are no longer bundled. So you can purchase the stamp set, and then it does coordinate with the Love You More Than dies, which can be found on page 164 back in the dies, and they are right here. So check that out. The mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss in the US is normally $60, and that now is on sale for just $48. So quite a savings. So check it out. Hopefully all is going well. I'm seeing like a couple of things with my live, and it's kind of froze up and flashing, but we'll just keep going forward and pray for the best, right? All right, so here's the pieces. Good morning, Marlene. You and Colleen both. So you remember on my face or on my website, I told you I have these cutting templates. So today is what you're going to need is I used basic black, And I cut that at 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 using my template. And if you look at them, the pieces I used today were both the second to the largest dies or templates, okay? So I've got my 2 pieces of basic white, and those measure 5 by 3 3/4. So 2 of those. And then, and again, like I said, those both they're the second largest template in my set. And these are there, the labels are there for you to print out so you can make your own template set. They come in very, very handy when you're designing a card. I have a piece of the in color. This is the 6 by 6 in color pack of paper, and I chose today to use Magenta Madness. You get 40 sheets, so 8 of each of the 5 colors. And there's different designs on the back. Really cute paper. And like I said, those are the 2020, 2022 in color 6 by 6 designer series paper. And remember, I told you that those colors will be retiring. So grab them while you can. All right. I have a piece here that measures 3 3/4 by 2 inches. And I have another piece that measures 2 1/2 by 6. Our card base is Magenta Madness. It's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to fold our card base, bring in our bone folder, and give that a good crease. All right. This, I can take my silicone mat, and I'm just going to add a little bit of Stamp and Seal to the envelope flap. And then we can put this on, matching at the edge of the DSP to the score line on the envelope flap. Press it down, take our snips, and we can just follow the flap around, letting the flap be our cutting guide. And with our sharp little snips from the annual catalog, it makes this job very quick and very easy. All right, so there's our fancy envelope. And let's start stamping. I've got one of the pieces of basic white, and this was the 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to bring in the outline of the coffee cup, and I want to use my basic gray ink pad. So I'm just going to ink this up. I'm going to stamp it right down here in the bottom corner, and I'm going to set this aside for right now. I'm going to bring in my other piece of basic white, and I'm just going to stamp these randomly on like the top 2/3 of my cardstock here. I guess that was a little more, but that's okay. So that piece just random stamped the coffee cups. In the set, there's like this little piece of steam that you can have coming up out of your coffee cup. Oops, shouldn't have done that. Got my big old fat thumb right in the ink pad. We'll fix it up. Remember what I always say? Coffee has 2 sides, right? Or coffee. Paper has 2 sides. Coffee does not have 2 sides. You'll make a mess. All right. So let's see what we've got here. I want my coffee outline because you see how I got my thumb in there, and then I tried to do a quick little stamp, and I blurbed it. So there we go. And let's bring in our circle die. Oh, not yet. Let's just hold off on that a sec. All right. So on this particular one, you saw the samples that I showed earlier that were all kind of a monochromatic, where like it was either all bumblebee, all misty moonlight, all cinnamon cider. Well, this one I want it to get that real retro feel. So is what I'm going to do is open up the Just Jade. Okay. And I kind of feel like we might have a non-welcome visitor on our live this morning, but we'll just go with it. And I'm going to ink up with the Just Jade. On my scratch paper, I want to just stamp off and then on. Because I didn't want it so bold that we couldn't see those little asterisks on our coffee cups, okay? So now I'm going to move that. Well, let's do one more while we're here. I'm going to ink up, stamp off, and let's stamp this one. Okay. And with the photopolymer, you can see through, so you can get them. It's not meant to be exact, so these little white lines are okay, all right? So there's with the Just Jade. I'll move that off to the side, and let's bring in our Magenta Madness. I have to clean my stamp. I'm going to ink up with Just Jade, or I'm sorry, Magenta Madness. Stamp off. Stamp on. Stamp off. And stamp on. So see how it's starting to get that retro feel with the turquoise and the pink? So I think my next color that I want to use is going to be the Misty Moonlight. Let's go with that. So again, I'm going to clean my stamp. I'm going to ink up with the Misty Moonlight. Stamp off. Stamp on. So there's that. And then, good morning, Beth. I'm going to clean my stamp. And then last but not least, our colors here, I want to do the Bumblebee. I'm going to ink up. This one I don't think I have to stamp off. I'm going to stamp on. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. And on. I like that look. And then, of course, we have our, good morning, Nancy. We have our inside piece too. So I'm just going to bring my cleaned stamp back in, and I want my inside sentiment to be pink. Magenta Madness. There it is. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to close up my inks for right now. And let's bring in the mini. I have something to show you with these two that was kind of a, oh, I don't know, they call it a happy accident. When I was stamping off, and we'll make one of those this morning too. So here's my mini. I like to use the non-slide shelf liner underneath. One thing I want to tell you about the mini is you need to stagger plates when you put them in. So, you know, in the standard size cut and emboss, you can have everything even like this. Plate 1, cutting plate 2, the other cutting plate 2. Well, when you run stuff through your mini, you have to stagger them. They cannot be even. But you just have to make sure whatever you're cutting is on all 3 of those plates. Good morning, Karen. I hope all is well with you. I'm going to be using one of the layering circle dies that I showed you in the beginning of the video. I just want to cut one of those. And then on that little cracking noise that you hear, that's a normal sound. I want a circle. And then the other thing I want, and I shouldn't have been so hasty packing up my stuff, but I want to have one of the pink. Do I want pink? Yeah, I do. So I'm going to bring in my basic gray stamp pad. And I'm just going to quickly put together a stamped image with a pink coffee cup, because I want one of those die cut for the front of the card just to pop it up a little bit. I'm just going to put this on there. And you guys, the other thing I didn't mention is that the little mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss is on sale. So are a lot of the bundles. I forget how many. There's a lot of bundles on sale right now too that work with the mini. So you may have saw the announcement in my newsletter this week, but go out there and check it out because there's some good savings out there. So here's my little coffee cup that I just cut out. And now we can just assemble. All right. So our card base in. I am going to leave remember my little boo-boo back there where I got my thumb in the ink? There it is. But like we said, paper has 2 sides, so that'll just get glued down on the inside, and whoever I send this card to is still gonna love it, and they won't even know unless they disassemble. So, all right, there's that. Here's our piece that we stamped with all the little retro coffee cups. I'm going to add some liquid glue to the back of our paper, Liner Series paper, and this is the coordinating in color paper. And this was 2 inches wide by 2 inches by 3 3/4 wide. So there's that. And then because we did the yellow, I was thinking I would do yellow ribbon on here, the bumblebee. And I love this bumblebee gingham, but I don't know if that's right or not. I don't really like it. So it's what I'm going to do. Grab my from the Forever Flowers. It's a trio pack of ribbon, but it's this linen like white ribbon, and it ties really pretty bows and knots. So I'm just going to quickly tie a bow here. And you'll see the bow in just a sec. Oh, slipped away from me. You'll see the bow in just a second and what I'm talking about with how pretty they are. This ribbon is great for wedding cards. So if you've got weddings coming up this spring, summer that you're working on, this is a great pack of ribbon to grab for those. I just need to fluff this up. I crinkled it just a little bit when I was tying. All right. So there's our bow. I'm just going to squeeze my card together a little bit, and then I can slide it around to adjust where I want my bow. Okay. All right. So our next thing, we did die cut that circle from the Layering Circles die. And is what I want to do now is take my basic gray ink pen, and I'm going to ink up. Today is, you guys, isn't this awesome that it's actually working this morning? Yay, yay, yay. I'm so happy. So there's today is, bring the Magenta Madness. Today is a coffee. Coffee. Back into the gray kind of day. And it really is a coffee kind of day. Like I was saying, the weather is really not nice here. So little cards, little coffee and create with Brenda. I'm glad you're all here. All right. Let's get our Stampin' Dimensionals and our Take Your Pick. I'm going to add a pretty large corner piece from my dimensionals on that circle. And I'm just going to add that right down here on our card. And then for our coffee cup, I'm going to stack up a couple dimensionals. So I'll take the backing off, grab another one, and I'm just going to put that right on top of the other because that's really going to pop it up, which I need because I want it right over here. So it's going to look like that. And then our black piece that we took from the 1/8 inch increment templates, we're going to add some Stampin' Seal to the back of that. And we're just going to put this down. We have that little tiny border peeking out. And it'll probably be easier if I took this away so that I'm working on a lighter colored background. I just want to get that centered down on there the best I can. There we go. All right. So now when I put this on that Magenta Madness card base, that little black border is going to make it just pop. Oh, so there's my little retro card for this morning. Thanks, Beth. Remember, you guys, the thumbs up, the hearts. I love them. So if you know how to do that, ring them in. All right. So then the other thing we have that part of the In Color collection are these, the In Color square gems. So being I used most of my Just Jade, I will put that one on there. And I'll put it right down here. I'll put one of the Magenta Madness, the larger squares. Let's go with a bumblebee because we have that in. And we'll do a Misty Moonlight, large one. And let's do one more Misty Moonlight, the smaller one. And I'm just going to set that maybe down here. All right. So there we have it, our little retro coffee card. Today is a coffee kind of day. Don't you agree? All right. And then we had done our envelope earlier. So In Colors, the 2020-2022 In Colors are going to be retiring. So keep that in mind. If there's anything you need for refills, cardstock, one of them is your favorite colors, grab it now. Be sure to use my March host code right up here. Your order is over $50 this month. I not only send you I always send you a thank you card, but you'll also receive a pack of the basic pearl jewels. And there, I have my stamps cleaned up because I have one other little thing I want to show you. Let's bring in all of those cards so that if anybody wants to do a still frame, they can. So here they are. This again is the Misty Moonlight, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Bumblebee, and the Cinnamon Cider. So there's a good little assortment of the retiring in colors. And let me show you my happy accident when I was designing these cards. So I haven't really put it together yet. So this is going to be a create on fly. But we have these wonderful packs of basic white note cards. They're a great deal. I think they're still $7.50. And you get 10 envelopes and 10 card bases. Now, they're a little bit smaller than the standard A2 cards that we make, but you can mail them. They are okay in the post office. They come already scored, so all you have to do is just bend them, match up your edges, bone folder. All right, and then you have your envelope. Let me show you what I was thinking or what happened when I was going through these. I'm going to bring in all of the retiring colors again. And I am going to stamp these in full strength. I'm not going to stamp off. But I'm going to stamp this down. What does this look like to you? Doesn't it look like a flower vase? Yes. So, what I want to do is take 5 of our note cards and so that was our Magenta Madness. And then I can do one in full strength of Just Jade. I'm going to do it right down here in the bottom corner. Okay. I can clean that up and take our next color, which is Cinnamon Cider. And what I haven't done, and this could be kind of interesting being that I'm live, is I don't know what kind of little plant I'm going to put in that little pot yet, but I'm pretty sure I can find something. So there is our Bumblebee. And, whoops, just bumped my coffee cup. Sorry, sounded like a boxing match here. Here's Misty Moonlight. Okay, you guys, how cute are those? Like for flower pots, right? I love them. Let's see what I can find quickly. Hang on, hang on. So I've used this set before when I did the triple time, but I just want to show you. I'm going to grab just one of the little leafy swirls out of here. And let's get rid of our steam from the coffee cup. All right, and using the Just Jade, I can, you guys ever do this? I'll just show you. It's not really, wasn't really part of my plan here, but you know, you can just lay a piece of paper on the edge right there. And then I'm going to be able to stamp like that. So it looks like those are coming up out of my pot. Can you see it? Yeah, I love it. I'm going to do one more right up there. So now it looks like we have this cute little leafy green plant. And what could we put on there? I like, in this set, this is that Sentimental Swirls. Let's just grab that thank you, right? And I'll get a stamping block here. Mount this up. And then I think I want to stay with my, the color of my flower pot there. So I am going to bring in my Misty Moonlight and the thank you. And there, I didn't pull this one up on the score line yet. But there we have, like if you just need that quick set of note cards, how cute is that? With just the little flower pot. So then I can just go right down the line on my fun colored flower pot and just keep inking it up. So all I want is this to go right down here on the edge so that I don't stamp into my bumblebee pot. Oh, look, I got way out. That's not what I wanted to do. Well, we'll just try to fix that up a little bit. Not really sure how we're going to do that, but I think we can. We'll just make this one really full of green leaves. All right, see, it's gonna be okay. And then being the yellow or the bumblebee isn't going to be the, I don't think, the best choice on there. I'm gonna ink up the thank you with the Just Jade. And there's another thank you card, right? And don't forget that you can decorate up those pots with the fun little, oh, you know, the square gems, the in color squares. Let's do one while we're here. So this one I've got Misty Moonlight pot. Let's take the bumblebee squares and let's make them diamond shaped. We'll just go like that. Oh, I like just the one, I think. But there. So now we have this little tile decorated. All right, you guys. There's another idea. I think those coffee pot or the coffee cup, the filler stamp for the coffee cup make the cutest little flower pots. So I can't wait to see what you create with your sets. Remember, you can always post your creations on my Facebook page, Create with Brenda Crafters. And I do give away prizes every month over there if you use my hashtags. So, all right. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe. It's supposed to be super slippery out there. And I will see you next Saturday at 9 o'clock. Bye for now.